Continue. So this dude is getting possessed, contorting.
A higher life form.
What's going on with him?
You will find out.
I'm so sorry.
We cannot just hurt people.
Oh, we cannot just hurt people? Look at this dude's face. Look what's going on with this guy, okay? Now the thing that's in him is coming out and talking to him, talking about, look into my eyes, Eddie. He's contorting. We can do whatever we want.
Eyes, lungs, pancreas, so many snacks.
Be awful.
You have no idea how much you're scaring me right now.
Cooperate.
So this demon is telling him to cooperate with him. So
And you just might survive.
Guys, you do not want to do this. Trust me.
superheroes? Since when is this kind of a character a superhero?
Will always come at a cost.
His name is Venom. Are y'all seeing this?
And then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right up your head. You will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
What the hell are you?
We are Venom.
That video is showing about a guy that's literally possessed by demonic spirits, okay? Jesus in the Bible is casting out demonic spirits out of this one man who's been bound, kept in chains and fetters, and he was able to break the bands because of the strength. It's the same thing that this darn character is doing. How in Sam Hill they're calling him a superhero is beyond me. My whole entire point is, if God is Jesus Christ is casting these things out of a person, why would we want to allow our children to watch these kinds of things? Why? I'm going to pause this for a second. Y'all can stop it and look it up again. DC Comic cancels Blasphemous Jesus superhero series. Look what it says here. According to the comic book resources, Russell mixed in his own idea of Christianity, his own idea, okay, in the animated work by claiming that Jesus needed to return to earth to learn how to become the, quote, true Messiah from a Superman-like character called Sunman. Y'all can look this up and read the rest of the article for yourself. Okay? DC Comic, okay? And then you're wondering how come your kids are having nightmares. You're wondering how come your kids can't have peace at night. You're wondering how come you take a medicine to go to sleep because you also are entertaining these kinds of movies and you think it's okay. And then you're wondering why your kids or you can't have a good night's sleep. You think a kid or an adult, don't think because you're an adult you have this super whatever that you can withstand these things. No, demonic spirits will come in when the door is open. When you are opening up yourself to these things, this is what happens, okay? Now watch this.
A tip of the hat from Dr. Facilier. How y'all doing?
Tarot readings, charms, potions. Dreams made real.
Tarot readings? I mean reading
I'm a
cards?
betting man, and I'm not. I stay away from games of chance.
I'd wager I'm in the company of visiting royalty.
Lawrence, this remarkable gentleman's fun to a lesson.
Don't you disrespect me, little man. Don't you derogate or deride. You're in my world now, not your world. And I got friends
Voodoo?
on the other side. That's an echo, gentlemen. Just a little something we have here in Louisiana.
That's an echo.
Don't worry. Sit down at my table. Put your minds at
Look at his shadow. Look at those voodoo dolls.
to do anything I please. I can read your future. I can change it
Read the
around
future.
too.
Look at him being a snake.
Into your heart and soul.
Look at the shadow again.
Don't you, Lawrence? Make your wildest dreams come true. I got voodoo, I got hoodoo, I got things I ain't even tried.
He got voodoo and everything. They're plainly telling you in front of your face in this video, everything is going on.
And I got friends on the other side.
Friends on the other side, he's talking about ungodly spirits, demonic spirits.
The cards,
Tarot readings,
cards,
astrology.
the past, the present, and the future as well. The cards, the cards.
We're not to do this.
Just take
And these are in Disney
Take a
videos.
little trip into your future with me. Now you, young man, are from across the sea. You come from two self on my mother's side. Your lifestyle
Look at these
high,
signs.
but your funds are low. Cut you off, huh, Playboy? Sad but hot from place to place. But
More
free
tarot
is the
reading.
green you need. Little man, I don't want to waste much time by your maid. You
So he's foretelling his future, past and his future. Now he's asking to shake his hand,
boys, won't you
agreeing with the
shake
devil,
a poor sinner's hand?
a poor sinner's hand.
Yeah.
Look at the voodoo dolls dancing. Oh my gosh. The snakes, the voodoo masks. Pay attention. Transformation Central. He's taking his blood. This is all a ritual.
Changing all right. I hope you're satisfied. In my
Don't blame him. Blame his friends on the other side. He's talking about demonic spirits. Voodoo dolls dancing all over the place. And this is for kids. Hot mess. Now the Black Panther.
Specifically centered around this film.
Spiritualism.
And, there was a lot of spiritualism in this movie, but once again, he's on the side of the Avengers, right? So we thought it would be appropriate to discuss him in this context. In the very beginning of the Black Panther, it's describing how he became the Black Panther.
A warrior shaman received a vision
Shaman.
from the panther goddess Bast, who led him to the heart-shaped herb, a plant that granted him superhuman strength, speed, and instinct.
All
The
spiritualism,
warrior
all
became
demonic.
king and the first Black Panther.
What's a shaman?
It's like a witch doctor type.
Witch doctor, right? Someone who uses witchcraft and sorcery, and so he meets a witch doctor, someone who has sorceress powers, and he goes and talks with Bast, an ancient Egyptian cat god, who gives him a piece of fruit to give him superpowers. Now, I can think of another story where an animal told you to eat a piece of fruit to give you superpowers. What's that?
That's a serpent, yeah.
That's the devil. I mean, literally right here, every single Christian should have walked out of the movie right here and said, hey, that's the story of the devil. But nonetheless, a lot of people stuck around. Bast is the ancient Egyptian cat god. And even on Marvel's website, it talks about in this necropolis, the city, the Wakandan city of the dead, right? What does necro mean? Dead. Polis means city. So in the city of the dead, that's where the Black Panthers go to die. When you ruled as the king of the dead.
Necromancy.
I mean, this is like the king of the dead. It even says he's an unconquered king of kings, lord of lords. I mean, those are names that are reserved for God.
Yep.
Yet he's the king of the dead. God is not the king of the dead. He's the king of the living. That's why they call him the living God. So this is opposite of God, right? Isaiah 8:19 through 20. Tells us, if we're going to look at the world through biblical eyes, to the law and to the testimony, if it speaks not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them, right? It has to line up with the Bible, otherwise it's not worth your time. That's basically what that's saying. So let's talk about when he meets his father, who's dead, and he goes through a ritual that sends him into this space where he can then go talk to the dead panthers. And in here, we have the panthers sitting inside of the tree, And as he approaches the tree, the panther comes down
Witchcraft,
and talks with them.
sorcery,
I find it, once again,
necro-
very interesting that
necromancy.
we have a tree and an animal coming down to give you a piece of advice out of that tree.
Not supposed to be watching these
Sit and
things or
think on that for a
entertaining
little
these
bit.
things.
Leviticus 26, though, says, "And the soul that turneth after such that have familiar spirits, after wizards, to go a-whoring after them, I will set my face against that soul and cut him off amongst his people." Listen, witchcraft and sorcery is a very serious matter in the Bible. You do not, as a Christian, want God to tell you he's going to set his face against you. God is very merciful. He is very patient. But there are things that will push him past that mercy and patience. Witchcraft, look at the stories in the Bible. Turn through and just read the chapters that happened in the Old Testament. Anyone that constantly struggled with witchcraft and sorcery, they were literally sent out of the camp, and God said, this is severe enough. Don't even have them around you. Take them outside. Put them outside of your group.
The Witch of Endor story.
Yeah.
In most cases, put to death.
Put to death, right? That's how serious it was in the Bible. So I believe it's as serious then as it is now for us. So anything with witchcraft and sorcery, turn it off. Don't even watch it, right? In the comic book for Black Panther, here's Black Panther talking with Bast. That's closer to Baphomet. I mean, literally, he's going and meeting with Baphomet to become the Black Panther. And as he meets with this Bast god, that's where Bast tells him, you're going to be the king of the dead. And
So my whole point with all this thing is that we are not supposed to be watching these kinds of things or entertaining these kinds of things because they have consequences. When you open the door, you're allowing these spirits to come in. And some Christians think because they're Christian, oh no, that can't happen. Absolutely, it can't. If you leave the door open for Satan to come in, for the demonic spirits to come in, they will. You are inviting them. And this is why we shouldn't be watching this. All right, I have to go. My time is up. God bless y'all and God keep y'all.